has something to add.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic, is like assessing what the best form of funding is and who from. It's an interesting path I went down because this is a rather unique startup I'm doing, and I'm building infrastructure. It's going to cost $8 million to build the system. That's what it takes, and that's a trimmed down version of Visa. It's going to cost, we're going to need $250 million once we go live, because the banks are not going to connect to a system unless they know it's going to be there in 6 years, even if you crash and burn and don't sell any product at all, because they're putting their reputation on the line. You can't really go down the traditional VC route with those numbers. So I had to look at what are all the different methods of doing this. And you were talking about the Gates Foundation. It's amazing what they've done. As a for-profit, getting a grant doesn't work well because you have to pay tax on it. It's considered income. You can get PRI funding, program-related investing, which is a below-market rate loan. And it applies for the foundation towards their 5% requirement each year. It's surprisingly, by the government, it's actually really well written. The regulations around it made it very easy. For higher returns, you've got MRI, so it's market rate investing. Again, those are loans, those are higher interest loans. There's other alternatives are revenue royalties. That's an interesting one as well. There's a lot of different varieties that are out there now that I'm just not sure were around that much 10 or 20 years ago. And as you were saying, the exit plan is part of it as well. No one's going to buy the company that I'm building. There really isn't a buyer out there, so that's off the table. So it really leaves the only option as being an IPO. Well, it's good to know that up front. It might take 5, 10 years. I've got a 20-year pipeline lined up behind this. This is going to be a fun ride for a long time. I want people that are going to enjoy being on that ride for a long time and not looking for a really fast return. The returns are going to be there, though. And so at the end of the day, you can say, hey, look, I had a really massive impact. At the same time, hey, I made a lot of money as well. Why not have the two of those work together? There's no reason why you can't make money while also having an impact. And that's something that's, it almost seems like it's appeared fairly recently in this world. And it's so good to see that.
Yeah, the issue of patient capital is becoming a big deal.